name's Shay, and our group's going to be talking about focus groups. I'm going to start off with what focus groups are, and then we're going to hear about how they can be utilized in a library setting and the pros and cons of doing that. Focus groups are a type of marketing research. The first step in any marketing is marketing research. The goal of marketing research is to find out as much as possible about the organization's actual and potential customer markets. A market or potential market includes all of the people who may use a particular product or service or who could be expected to do so in the future. Marketing research plays a defining role in understanding customers' attitudes and behaviors before moving ahead with product development. Marketing research helps to identify different customer profiles with each type of customer and their potential attitudes, behaviors, and needs. It's important for companies to assess that information in terms of education, entertainment, anything, any market really. So who are the current and potential users or customers? What are their needs? Where are they located? Which of their needs are being met? Those are some of the questions that we're trying to answer with doing any sort of marketing research. So one type of marketing research is focus groups. Focus groups are a technique in which you can get qualitative data. It involves a small group, usually 6 to 10 people, and they usually share a common set of characteristics, especially if you're doing it in person, because then you want to set like a level playing field or make them feel comfortable and honest. So usually going into it, there's a moderator and they have predetermined questions. There are opportunities to conduct focus groups with the use of focus group software, even more so in today's tech age. That being said, they're certainly still done in person. And so now we're going to hear about how they can be used in the library setting.
Hello everyone, my name is Carla Caraway, and today I'm going to discuss how to conduct a focus group in a library setting. A focus group in a library setting can be used in different ways. It can be used to gauge employee satisfaction and needs or patron satisfaction or needs. So the first step into conducting a focus group in a library setting is to determine if a focus group is the right tool for you and what you're seeking. It depends on what information you're seeking, how you plan on seeking that information. A focus group may not be the best option. Just determine if a focus group is the tool that you need. The second step to conducting a focus group in a library setting is to determine your team. Everyone needs to be responsible for something. Someone needs to be responsible for moderating the focus group, for collecting the data, interpreting the data. Someone needs to be a manager of all of those people, a person or a project manager over that focus group. So determine whose role and who is responsible for what role. The third step to conducting a focus group in a library setting is to determine how your focus group is going to be ran. How long are each session going to be? Are there going to be hour-long sessions, 45-minute sessions, 30-minute sessions? How many focus group are we going to hold? Are we going to do 1, 2, 3? Are we going to do 3 with 3 different groups? Or are we going to do 3 with the same people? Over and over again, or are we just going to do one focus group? So determine how it's going to be ran. Determine what questions are going to be asked, how the questions going to be asked. Are we going to do surveys? Are we going to do open-ended? Are we going to sit in a circle and have a free form? So determine how you're going to run it. The fourth step to conducting a focus group in a library setting is to recruit participants. It's always best to use people who are already associated with your organization. Those people who have good interactions or bad interactions. You want to get a good feel of things you need to work on, and how I can work on them. So you need to recruit those people. You can recruit them by email, those who are on the library email list, those who are on the phone contact list. Interact with them when they come into your organization and ask, hey, we have this focus group. Do you want to participate? You can use social media to recruit people. Many of the tools that you're already using today can be used to recruit for your focus group. Once you've completed the recruitment for your focus group, Then the next step is to run your focus group. While you're running the actual focus group, make sure someone is recording accurate data. Make sure whether that's voice record, video record, someone taking notes, collecting surveys, feedback forms, anything like that. Make sure you're collecting accurate, good data that can later be interpreted. Use icebreakers to get your focus group going, but make sure it's ran in a manner that you're getting the information you're seeking. After your focus group is ran, the next step would be to interpret that data. Compare focus groups. Was there a common thing? Did they have common concerns? Are the concerns valid? Are they true? And then how can we work on these concerns? So once you interpret the data, share that data with the focus group. Let them know what you found. Let them know, hey, your concerns were heard, and this is what we're planning on doing. Interpret that data and then use it. Make sure you use the data you collect. There's no point in collecting data and people say, hey, you need to work on this, and you're like, yeah, I know, but I'm doing nothing with the information. So make sure, just to recap, that the focus group is what the tool that's best for you. Make sure you have your team together. Make sure you have how you're going to run your focus group together. Make sure you have your recruitment, your people you need to focus on there. Make sure you're interpreting data. Make sure you're sharing that data, and make sure you're using that data. There are a lot of tools out there that can help with focus group. There's one called the Focus Group Kit by David Morgan. There's books called Moderating to the Max that tell you and show you step by step how to create a great focus group. So yeah, use the tools available to you, and hope this video helps. Thanks. Bye.
There are a number of advantages to having a focus group. One is that the focus can be very narrow and can be facilitated through a number of questions that participants will answer directly in real time. Also, the environment will be very neutral, so that there will be no outside interferences to answers you'll receive. Another benefit is that it will be very cost effective. It's a very economic choice to get data for your specific questions or for the product or services that you're trying to collect feedback on. And so there's, if anything, like maybe investment in a little small incentive for participating, but outside of that, very little setup. All you need to do is select a period of time and a neutral meeting space to conduct the focus group meeting. Another advantage is that the members of or the participants of the focus group can be a representative sample of the community or the customers that you're trying to serve. And so they would have some data that could represent the larger population. As I've mentioned before, a neutral environment would provide direct answers to questions, and so that there's an unfiltered response. Participants are motivated to have their opinion and voice heard, and so for you to provide that space, they will give you very passionate or unpopular opinions that you can draw from. A major advantage is that a focus group can be a controlled amount, ranging from a full focus group of 8 to 10 people for up to 2 hours, a mini group of 4 to 6 people and be upwards of 1 hour, or a telephone focus group of about 8 to 10 conversations in like at most half an hour space of time. An added benefit of a focus group is that the participants can react or respond to using a product or service in real time. And so their first impressions will be whatever statement or feedback they give to you in that meeting or duration of time.
focus groups have many great advantages. However, it would be irresponsible not to mention the drawbacks. Starting with a focus group, it's not replicable. You can't recreate it really. You can record it, but it's still, if you can't really base an assertion or an idea on just a focus group. As well, there is the issue of recording it. It's very hard to record something that everybody's talking over. It's picking up many things at a time, and sometimes the mic can only hear people who are very close. So again, it's not really a great idea or always plausible to base an entire assertion on the focus group. Moving on from the focus group and focusing on the group itself, that actually creates a little bit of an issue as well, because groups can sometimes be scary. If you have social anxiety, or if you are afraid to speak your mind, you don't want to sound silly, you don't want to sound scared, or maybe you just tend to go with what everybody else is for fear of going against the crowd, that's okay. But in a focus group, complete honesty is actually the only way that you're going to have completely unbiased results. So focus groups are great, however, you do kind of have to consider the components in that maybe not everybody was being 100% truthful with their feelings and their opinions. As well, lastly, you should really consider the moderator in the situation. They may not intend to, but if they're inserting an opinion, they are kind of steering the group, and that's creating an issue. That's kind of creating a bias again, as well. If the group's just kind of it doesn't want to really tick off the moderator and just going to agree, they are creating a bias, and we are not getting the results we need. So focus groups are great, but it's highly based on people's opinions, and there's no way to know who's being 100% truthful. So I guess be cautious with your focus group and your assertions and stating facts.